appreciate you being here. It does matter, as Caitlin you then know, the input matters. So I will share with you, I'm sorry, no, I could Thank you. I'll share with you, this has been a 3-year effort, almost to the day. It started in January of 2020, and I'll share with you the results of that effort. It's been a collaborative one. We've had several community meetings of this type at large, as well as pretty regular reviews with not one, but 2 design review committees, one appointed by the Board of Education, the other welcomed into the process by the Board of Education, being the Santa Monica Conservancy, as well as, of course, several meetings over the course of the 3 years with administration and staff and the PTA, and of course the meetings we're having now as we wrap up the effort. And the outcome of the effort is what I'll describe to you tonight. Is it all or nothing with the lights, or is it possible to get the first rank of lights off? Oh, that's better. Thank you. Just as an overview, the master plan consists of 2 new classroom buildings along Chelsea, moving the field into a more central location on the north side of campus, moving all of the parking onto the 23rd Street alley on the west side of the campus, as well as some minor renovations in the historic campus core. And the first project, which we hope will start construction in June, is one of the classroom buildings. It's a 2-story building, essentially in the parking lot here on Chelsea, as well as some other site work involved with it. I'll also begin by sharing with you that project in more detail. So we're calling phase 1 of the master plan, beginning with the existing site plan, just to get used to the drawings. The bottom is 23rd Street, at the top is Chelsea, Santa Monica Boulevard on the right, Arizona on the left. The blue area is what is being designated as the historic core of the campus, essentially the entirety of the main building. Also on the campus, though, as you know, are several modular classrooms. There are 11 of them, plus 2 portable classrooms, I should say, plus 2 modular buildings, the cafeteria and the early education building. And it is a priority of the Board of Education to get students out of portable classrooms and into permanent classrooms. And we are achieving quite a bit of that with the first building. We're going to get 8 new classrooms in the new building, allowing us to remove all the portables that are along the 23rd Street alley. Pretty much a 1-to-1 replacement, 8 in place of 9. So this first project is a workhorse. It will consist of the new building. It will move the parking lot north to the corner of Arizona and Chelsea. And we'll be able to then remove 9 portables. There's also included in the project a renovation of the music room up front that will become their new library, as well as other miscellaneous site work involved with it. This is an aerial view of what the campus will look like at the completion of phase 1, with Santa Monica and Chelsea in the foreground. The new building in the center of the image. There will be an on-site, on-campus pickup and drop-off lane, so no confusion between the parking lot and pickup and drop-off on a daily basis anymore, because they will be separated with the parking lot moving north to the right. As you can see, the new building steps down from its highest point, which never goes higher than the main building. It steps down as it moves towards Chelsea. This is the view now looking southwest, where Arizona's on the right, Santa Monica Boulevard on the left, and the building in the foreground on the main building above it. The new parking lot at the corner of Arizona and Chelsea. This is now looking southeast, Santa Monica on the upper right, Chelsea on the left, the main building on the far right. And I guess one thing we'd like to point out about this new building is we are step-by-step using buildings to make safety enclosure for the campus. So we're using the building, instead of chain link fences, we're using the building to form that safety enclosure. So there's several layers of that, because as you know, we have to keep it open after hours and on weekends for public use. But then the main campus is still secured with a layer of fencing there at the corner of the building as it attaches to the main building. This is a view now looking northeast with Chelsea along the upper right, Arizona on the upper left. And you can see that the new building will attach to the main building for reasons which will become clear in a minute. It's a very important part of the project, actually, to make sense of the various accumulations over the course of the 100 years that this building has been in place, to kind of clear up some of the ad hoc additions and changes that we've made to the building over the years. This is now a site plan of phase 1. In yellow is the main building, historic core. In orange is the new building. Between the orange and the yellow is a green space that's going to be a new courtyard between the existing, the east side of what is now the front of school and the new building between them. In blue is the new parking lot, separated from, in purple, the pick of a drop-off lane that's on campus and not relying on the streets for its operation. So we'll take a closer look at that building. It consists of 4 lower elementary classrooms with adjacent to it, shown in green, outdoor classroom space. And then in purple is the new front office, and in blue are building support. So there'll be restrooms, adult restrooms for use after hours and on weekends for those who are using the playground and field, as well as children's restrooms. And all of the senior administration, faculty, and staff will be housed in the new front office there at the corner of the building. So one way to think about it is we're just taking the current front office and moving it forward towards Chelsea. So it will become the front door of the school, and instead of having to navigate a parking lot to get to it, you'll be able to step off the sidewalk and into the front door of the school. At the second floor, 4 more classrooms for upper elementary grades 3 through 5, also with outdoor classroom space on the terrace at the second floor level. Yes, sir.
That outdoor classroom space, so
Yeah.
you're saying outdoor classrooms facing our homes and our bedrooms? It's not going to be pretty lazy ridiculous.
I'll describe that in more detail. They're not going to be facing the homes across the street, no.
There is a Chelsea.
Yeah, there's a wall there. We're making closure there. So the new building then, the circulation on the second floor, covered outdoor circulation, will then connect to the second floors of the north and south wings of the main building, thus correcting what is a deficit now, which is you can't actually get from the north wing to the south wing without either going across this outdoor walkway here which nobody uses, or going downstairs across and then back upstairs. So we're using the new building to unify the circulation of the second floor, which is a safety and security issue as well as an operations issue that we can solve with the new building. So this is how the new building is attaching then, as you can see circled in yellow, the 2 bridge connections, one to the corridor of the north wing, one to the corridor of the south wing. The view from the playground areas at the northwest corner of the building, the main building on the far right, just moving out of the picture there. Chelsea's on the left in this view. This is now looking from the north-south. You see the pick of a drop-off lane across the new front of school. The covered outdoor loggia, that will be the staging area for children in the mornings and evenings, or afternoons when they're being dropped off and picked up. This is a view standing on the sidewalk along Chelsea to the new front of school. So those outdoor classrooms are behind that screen.
Right.
At both
so they look
levels.
through those screens, they see all the things.
I suppose. I mean, you can stand in a parking lot and look at your bedrooms now. So,
Yeah, it's still, we have a lot of really basic classrooms.
this is a larger view of the entire frontage of Chelsea Avenue, and then finally the front office at the southeast corner of the building. Completely transparent to the historic building that's behind it. When you walk through the front door, you'll be able to see all the way through that office suite to the existing historic core across that garden. When you exit the front office, you're entering that new garden space that forms the space between the new building and the existing building. So the existing front office is more or less in that where that door is on the far left of the image here. This is now looking north. You see the new front office on the right, the existing historic building on the left. Looking south, the bridge connection to the second floor of the south wing of the building. This is the ground floor lower elementary classrooms with their outdoor classroom space beyond their outdoor classroom space outside of their classrooms at the ground floor. So we're on the west side of the facade that is dividing that pick-up and drop-off staging area from the outdoor space with the screen wall. I will add that the height of that screen wall is about 4.5 to 5 feet. So there's no children who are able to look out. That's also because we want
The
to
screen
the
wall
other way
on the
along.
left is 5 feet.
The sill of it, yeah. This is the outdoor space at the second floor. Also, the walls around it are at 4.5 feet, so no children. Obviously, that's a safety and security issue. We didn't want any visibility of children from the street, clearly. And then their classroom just inside the outdoor classroom space. Another part of the project of phase 1 is the renovation